I am spirit. So the biggest thing about this lesson and what this is about is to replace the idea that I am a body. We really have to recognize that, because so many people get caught up in misunderstanding that they are strictly and only, say, the spiritual universe, the energy of the universe. So the thing about this is that when you find yourself saying I'm a body, it's for the safety factor of, or salvation factor of recognizing, getting out of the prison that you define yourself as a body is not just the definition, but like strictly, you never have been a body. You have never been a body. But it's in the same direction or the same focus of saying, I am a body. And we talk about this. When we talk about this, we're actually saying, I am spirit. That this is a manifestation in the same respect as what spirit is. It is not physical. Just like as we might discuss and get into energy, talking about what energy is, we all know that, yes, even my skin here is made of cells. And these cells are made of atoms. We got atoms which have molecules, hydrogen, oxygen, different things spinning around, right? Now those, as far as it goes into theoretical ideas of what the molecules are developed and made by, some say waves, some say lines, some say lines and waves, some say trippity goopily glop, some say God particles, some say clouds, some say, it makes absolutely no difference to what we say it is, for what that is spirit. Now I would tell you that it is the manifestation of light and sound, and that's the movement and illumination or emanation of energy. So you can't grasp that in the same physical concepts and definitions of structure of form, okay? So don't worry about it too much, especially at this point. But in this sense of recognizing that that means I don't have cells. I don't have skin that has cells. I don't have cells that have atoms. I don't have atoms that have molecules. I don't have, molecules that have waves or lines or clouds or poofy things. I don't have any of this. It is still the same essence in which it is, even though it looks with the eyes in which it has made of the same source, same cellular structure and atoms, and the ears that it uses in the same cellular structure and atoms, and the same skin that it feels with, and all of these sensory perceptions that quite literally are made to see bodies, made to adjust. We're looking at the energy, but the energy made eyes to see not to see energy, to see bodies, because that is what we think we are. That's the idea of separation. The idea of separation manifests into spiritual universe to literally give itself justification and reasoning for its own making. So now where do babies come from? Well, they don't come from a womb. They don't come from a sperm and an egg. None of that. You have never once in an instant ever been a body, ever at all, and you never will be. You are spirit. Now, of course, what you are before the spiritual universe ever came into play is that consciousness of Christ. But that consciousness of Christ has no essence of saying I'm this or I'm that. There's nothing to point to until there was the representative expression the voice of God called the Holy Spiritual Universe. Or it's called the voice of God. It's the Holy Spiritual Universe. Now, the Holy Spiritual Universe is not a he, an entity. Even as God is not a he and an entity. The only entity really existing is that which is Christ. Okay? So, of course, that gets into debating factors and everything. But in the sense of what, say, Holy Spirit being with you is more palpable. It's not a ghost that can leave your presence. No, that's just silly separation ideas. Obsessions with separation projected outward. I could even see a living God coming down, physical entity, and I will still not believe that it is in itself God. I will still see the same unification experience of the totality of all existence. So of course, yes, like I might be more dominating than a dog. I might be stronger than, I was going to say a cow, but I'm probably not stronger than a cow. But there's these physical representations that some might be more powerful than others. But if it is a physical representation, it is not the totality of what God is. That's impossible. You can't be the totality of all existence, of all possibilities, and be separate at the same time. So what you are, when you say, and when I'm saying what you are, like pointing at you, hello, I'm pointing at you, right? I never pointed at a body. You are spirit. This is still spirit. All of this is spirit. There's nothing that is physical here whatsoever. And that's what this is really getting to, even as construed as this lesson and many other lessons get to. Well, not lessons, but so much as we use the words to interpret and to justify our own belief systems, we don't always recognize that this is what it's saying. It's saying never at an instant, which it does say more so in different lessons, have you ever been a body? And there's times in which you can forget that you have a body, forget that you are a body. And it is when, in those instances, in those holy instants, that you actually recall and realize what you really are. So, of course, yes, it's a little confusing, you're going to be figuring it all out, trying to play your mind around it and everything. But even just try to feel. This is not a body I'm feeling, and I'm not feeling with a body. I teach courses on this, otherwise I really get in depth into every sensory perception in my Evoking Spirit course series, as well as the Energy Immersion course series. It does in a whole different fashion, but they are very powerful things if you want to get more into recognizing the energy, the spiritual universe. But as far as this course, yes, doing this course properly will also get you to experiencing the spiritual universe. A lot of people do this course improperly and never get to the experience. But that's okay. That's okay. It is a confusing thing as your mind's just trying to adjust it, trying to shift it, trying to figure out what's going on. Just remember that this is a statement to replace the fact that when you say, I'm a body and I want to keep my body, oh wait, I am spirit and I want to keep everything, I was going to say safe, because I was like, I'm a body and I want to keep it safe from not getting hit by a car. But the car is spirit. And everything is spirit. It is all the spiritual universe. And that's what we want to get to with Spirit am I, a holy Son of God, free of all limits, safe and healed and whole, free to forgive and free to save the world. And so spirit is more malleable. Spirit is changeable. And so if you recognize that your body is not a body, but spirit, which is changeable, which is adjustable, which is movable. Wow. There's no more limits. There's no more I'm succumbed to something that I don't want. Nope. only if I insist that it is true. I am spirit.